Okay, so this way does seem to work for some reason. Let me just add my filter back. Wow. I brief you guys a little bit on what's going to happen next. In a few minutes, Roboteam Twente and ER Force will have a practice match. I believe this practice match is about half an hour. And whilst I'm further setting up the stream, I will try and provide some commentary. As I have added the noise filter, and I think that is immediately noticeable. Cool. Let me just add some text to this already very pretty slide. While I'll give you guys the giant view, as I like to call it. And as we see the teams gearing up for the game, you may notice that this live stream has an incredible, nice background, copyright-free background music, which I will, of course, turn off once the game starts, if I don't forget. A message to the audience: you are, of course, also very much welcome to leave your comments, root for your favorite team, and ask me any questions that you might have. And then you might be wondering, who is this guy that is talking? And I have forgotten to add the microphone to this view. But like I said, this is Thijs. I'm your host for the coming days. And I will be talking you through all of the game footage and what's happening on screen. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. All right, as you can see, the robots are gearing up as I am trying to. As I've managed to make a transition for the status board. As you can see now, the field is without any interference, as there is a kick-off by the robot team, and the game is running. We are also going to include the field on the right bottom corner, where you can see that the robot team 20 are the yellow dots and the ER Force are the blue dots. For those of you unfamiliar with the game, this is RoboCup small size league soccer, where the robots are playing on a 9 by 12 meter field, 11 against 11, and the robots have a maximum dimension of a cylinder of at least, I think, 15 centimeters high and I think 10 centimeters diameter, but I am not completely sure, as there is a potential goal being scored by ER Force on the side of robot team. Lapse of judgment in the keepers area, where I see that the goal cam is not working, so I will quickly and swiftly switch back to the field. And as the ball is returned to the field, you see that robot team gets the kickoff, and ER Force has in fact scored one goal within the first 24 seconds of the game. And here we see a close-up of the kickoff with this quick chip intercepted by the robots from ER Force. As we're on the side. And if you allow me a few seconds, then I'll also add the overlays to the other screens, whereas you can enjoy the giant overview. The ball might sometimes be a little bit hard to trace, but it's now in the center of the field as Robot Team gets ready for a kickoff. And as there appears to have been a robot that needs to be substituted by the robot team, the game is halted for a brief moment when it went over the sideline. It was touched over the sideline by an ER Force, so robot team gets to place the ball, which they will attempt to do so. And if they manage to place the ball successfully, they can continue the game. But I think here was a case of a double touch, which means that if the ball was out of the field, the robot brings it back in, but it can only touch it once after the game has begun, or after, or to continue the game. And if it touches the ball twice, then this is an offense, and the ball goes to the other team. And there, for those of you wondering who is actually giving the live commentary to the stream, there it is me. I'm Thijs Bink. I am an old RoboTeam member, or RoboTeam member last year. You might actually remember me from last year's stream. I'm the same guy, missing my co-host, my team manager, who is busy running around in the RoboCup. As we see that that I shouldn't actually be talking too much or looking at myself too much, as the ball already moves to the other side of the field, getting ready to be placed by ER Force. I am wondering why my other camera doesn't actually work. And here we can see a little bit more up close. The RoboTeam robots recognizable by their white stripes as well as their yellow dot on top. And the R-Force are a little bit grayish, but it might be hard to discern on the stream. The dots are actually also something interesting for the viewers at home. Namely, this is the way in which our AIs actually, or which the whole league manages to distinct between robots, to actually see where they are on the field and also which way they are oriented. There are 4 dots, each with a unique pattern, serving to identify the individual robot, but the pattern's orientation with the 2 wider space dots up front and the smaller space dots in the back also make it very easy for the vision programs to determine the orientation of the robots, which can of course be very important if you want to know which way a robot is shooting. As the game is continued by a ball placement from RoboTeam, it is going over the side and it's up to ER Force to place the ball. I must say it's already quite an achievement from both teams that there are really few robots running, as there is a good kick in by the ER Force team, but it was intercepted by RoboTeam, as we see that there's quite an offensive strategy here on the side of ER Force, having been dangerous a few times on the field of RoboTeam, as there is now another ball placement by RoboTeam, which I think is unsuccessful, and that's why the game is halted. We are missing you at the end on your presentation right now. And I think for those of you still listening, this is a great time to remind you that there is, of course, a possibility for interaction. I am trying to monitor the chat once in a while. At the same time, I am also trying to have a look at the output from the auto referee. For those of you who don't know, the auto referee is a digital or fully autonomous referee that monitors the game, just like the AIs from both of the team members do. And the auto referee actually gives the commands or the status of the game to both of the teams, which they can use to actually keep track of the game state and make decisions based upon that. As I'm sort of hidden behind the the scoreboard, which of course is way more important than my own face, I must add. I would like to really change that to see if that's possible. I see I've locked the view, but there we go. Maybe I can add myself on the right side here, as there's not much happening. I'll make myself a little bit smaller, and there you go. Now you can still see me, you can see the game, as blue team, which in this case ER Force, is calling for a robot substitution. What you can see, even though the game is only 5 minutes in length, there is quite a bit of stoppage time, which happens in a few occasions. One, if the ball goes over the sideline, the game is stopped, and the team that actually gets to play with the ball next is supposed to put it on the right place where it has left the field. However, if the team doesn't manage to place the ball within, let's say, 30 seconds, then the other team gets to have a go, and otherwise human interference is necessary. As in this case, that is not the case, as ER Force has managed to successfully place the ball. However, there is also something like a robot substitution. If there is a robot that's malfunctioning, the game can be paused at an early sort of convenience, where then the team gets to take out the robot, do some maintenance, do some operations, and then add it back game. As we see that the ball was touched over the sideline by a robot team and gets to be taken in the R Force. I'm going to try and get you even a better view. This is the near goal, but on the near side there is a little bit of clutter, but if we hide this, then there we go. We see that the ball is placed too far, and now robot team gets to actually take the ball back as we switch back to the giant view. As there is actually quite a bit of danger here, where the ER Force team is still trying to place the ball here on the side for a corner kick. So it seems, as the ball placement was successful, but the robot team wants to substitute a robot, as Luke is sprinting across the field, getting the robot back. The game being halted, and the robots therefore returning back to their position. No, actually the game is running again. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's even happening too fast for my own eyes. Thank you, Nerdfire, for the compliment. It is indeed very much great to see every game that's happening there out. So yeah, for everyone out there, out in the world, out in the RoboCup venue, youtube.com/roboteam20/live, and then you'll be often linked to the latest live stream, as two robots are struggling here in the ball in the midfield, as they're trying to defend, but here ER Force is going on goal, but of course this is a foul, as the blue robot, in this case ER Force, touched the ball inside the defense area of robot team keeper. For those of you who are unfamiliar with our RoboCup rules, different from the rules of traditional football, there, I don't know if you guys have seen that, but behind me is the middle-sized league with an actual football, and I think it was just hit into the net. I'm not sure if that's on video, but it's pretty cool, probably. But what is not allowed is to touch the ball within the area of the keeper, which is the sort of the 60-meter area that you can see. And if that is the case, then of course this is an offense, and the other team gets to take a free kick. I also see there has been some other kind of offenses. There was a penalty kick, which was apparently missed. As I would like to be excused for a brief second, so I'm trying to see where the other camera is located. All right, and whilst I set up an incredible view, I think the game is actually already over, as I see that now Tigers is going to play a match against you Licht, which is a shame because I just set up this wonderful view, as you all can see. It is the goal view from my side of the goal, but that's all right. And I will actually update the match day just to make sure that everyone knows what is up. So if you are so kind to, I'll take a little breather as we wait for the next game. So I think we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So stay tuned and stay on this link. This is where all the matches will be reported. See you later. So welcome back. This wasn't really 5 minutes, but it was certainly a few minutes. As I see that teams are gearing up again. It's Tigers, Mannheim, on the far side, a German team versus Licht, a Chinese team if I'm not mistaken, on the closest side, or the side closest to the camera, or my side. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Thijs. I am the host of today's stream, probably also of the other days' streams. And as the game is being both halted and stopped, the robots are jumping to life. Where Tigers will be taking the kickoff. And hello. As you can see, I've managed to add back in the screen overlays so that also you can decide for yourself what is actually happening on screen. And it should actually be possible on every view that I have. So for example, if we go to the far goal, there's actually not a status board on here. But if we go to the near goal, there is a field. Cool. Can I hide the field? Let's see. I can. That's cool. As the game is currently halted, not sure why. We did saw a human interfering with the game. As the ball is being placed by the referee to be somewhere around the corner, I guess that's why we were halted, which of course you cannot see. So if I go to the near side there, this is a better view as the game will continue. And this is a great moment to hide the field. But of course, I'll bring it back once the robots are outside. As it is up to Tigers to take the ball, which is an incredible goal, actually. Which I have a cool other thingy for. Let's try and see if we can save this replay. And now, hopefully, let me just go back. I will add the replay. And we should actually be able to go and watch it live. So let me see. Oh, that didn't work. Great. Whilst I am fixing the live stream, or not the live stream actually, the I'm fixing. We can actually no. Wait, whilst the game is still halted, we should be able to transition back into the live replay. As we go back, the game continues. You see here, the balls pass back to midfield, and immediately shot on goal, which is a great goal by Tigers. You can see it once more. It's passed back to the middle, immediately slot. Great goal. Not a lot to do. As we see the robots in formation, their halted formation. And we don't actually see the goal being added yet. Maybe the referees are still considering. Oh, actually, because the goal was not invalid, it was rejected by the referees. I'm not actually sure why it was rejected, but it was rejected. So good for Schulicht, as they are now still 0-0 tied. Of course, this, for those of you who can remember or have been a fan of the show, this is... there was almost a goal scored on the side of Schulicht. But for those of you who remember from last year in the RoboCup in Bordeaux, Schulicht versus Tigers was actually the finals match. So it's great to see that already in the practice they are going head to head. And it is a tight game. A little dominated by Tigers, as I see they have most of the ball possession. But do not underestimate the team of Schulicht when they're... I think, as far as I can remember, they have one of the best ball controls in the game. As there is a fight for the ball. And a chip to get the ball outside of the field, which is great. And please allow me to add some more of my buttons. I have a little stream deck here. And I have to make sure that all the buttons are in the correct place, otherwise it is quite hard for me to perform this live stream. As I noticed that my stream deck has crashed, unfortunately, I think. Yeah, there's clearly a crash. Maybe I can quit it and actually load it. There you go. So I believe there might have actually been another goal scored by Tigers. Let's see if we can get that in the replay. Let's see if I transition to the replay. Yeah, we indeed see, but it might have been a goal. I'm not actually sure. Let's. If we go back to the replay, I question whether the robot was actually inside of the goal area. And I think that's also what the referees are currently checking. Let's replay it one more. As it was a good shot, I'm not sure how the ball got there. I was working on my stream deck, but most certainly was an impressive set. It was actually a goal scored by Tigers as we watch the replay once more. So it's been approved, and as you heard the siren, which you probably haven't heard, and we go back to the starting of the game. And Schulicht gets to take off the ball, which they pass to themselves. Quite impressive. Normally we see the teams going directly forwards, but this is actually a good effort as we go to the far field. Let's see if we can get a transition there. But being blocked by 4 Tigers robots, as there is a good chip. And you see the ball in the left corner, circled by 4 Tigers robots as they're fighting for the ball. The game is still running, but now it is actually, I think, because there was no progress for 5 seconds, the game has been stopped, and there's actually a free kick for Schulicht as the ball is chipped across the goal field. And good defense on the Tiger side. But there was a foul by Tigers. Fouls is a whole other thing, which I'll get to in a little bit later. As we still see in the far goal side, and you can see yourself as well, that there is a fight for the ball. And now Schulicht managed to have it. Schulicht recognizable by the black robots, whereas the ones from Tigers are of course white with the tigery looking eyes. The Schulicht robots appear to be a little bit smaller, whereas the Tigers are maximum dimension. And as the ball is taken from the side, let me quickly disable studio mode so I can actually switch quicker. We see that there is a good defense, and the ball is actually already on the middle and is now open for Tigers to go for a ball placement. Please give me a few minutes so that I can set up some extra views so that the switching becomes a little bit easier. As Tigers has moved into the defense area of Schulicht, with Schulicht being actually now going over to the field of Tigers. The game is moving it's moving some. The game is moving sometimes too fast for me to talk over it. As the game is halted, giving me a little breather, and actually I have managed to show or make buttons for all of the fields. And I actually want to show you, take a brief moment and show you what the field for, or the perspective for most of the robots look like. So this is the goal where I'm sitting at, just above the goal. So this is sort of the really low side of the field as the game is being halted. I think actually another match is being played. It's the second half actually. You might notice a small little music sound coming back up, which I'll slowly turn off as you go back to the giant field. As the game is once more running. As there was a Junlinked robot that crashed into one of the Tigers robots. Therefore, a yellow card was handed out. In the game of robot soccer, in the small size league, there are many ways in which robots can get penalties. For example, driving into other robots, shooting or driving too fast, or other reasons, not listening to the referee, for example. This is also the case in normal football, guys. And as the ball was, I believe, actually shot on goal. But if the teams or if the robots within the teams are getting awarded too many or yellow cards, they might get red cards. But red cards means that the total number of robots you can have on the field will be lowered by 1, meaning that if there is, for example, 11 robots in the field, there can only be 10. However, if you only have 9 robots running on the field, you can actually score 2 red cards before you're getting a disadvantage. At this moment in time, there is actually a power play, meaning that Licht had to take off one of the robots, and meaning that it's 11 versus 10. But if I do a quick count by the sheer number of dots, I notice that it's actually only 7. No, 8. No, actually, it is 9 against, I believe, 10 as well. I'm not actually 100% sure. And there I am again for those of you wanting to see my lovely face. I hope I'm not in the way of any of the robots or any of the people watching at home. As we're waiting for a ball placement by Tigers in the left side, in the far right side of the field. Let's see if we can actually get a better look on that. Yeah, so as the ball is moved and is chipped, actually. And as we go into the field of Schoenlicht, there's actually a potential goal being scored, which I will actually try and save so we can watch that again. Let's see. Oh, well, it's actually being rejected. Let's actually have a look as the ball is shot. I'm not actually sure why it's being rejected as we go into a triple replay. As it's still 1-0 for the side of Tigers, with about 3 minutes of active play remaining. As there was a great chip by Schoenlicht going on to the side of Tigers, but there's a good defense on the side of Tigers as always, as they're now moving to the side of Schoenlicht. But as the ball remains largely in the center, I will maybe keep it on this side for a little while. Good defense on the side of Schoenlicht, as well as the ball is moving on the left side of the midfield and goes over the sideline, which means that there's a ball placement now for the side of Schoenlicht. As there was a foul by Tigers, I just heard from the referee, which this year is actually also shouting out comments. Maybe I can still hear them because there is actually not that much public yet. It's only the final testing day. As we're waiting for Schoenlicht to take that ball, as they chip the ball, trying to chip it over the defense from Tigers, which swiftly kicked it back as it is once again returned. As I'm getting a call from my dad, so please hold on. as the practice match is in fact now over because the time is up, we see that the match has finished 1-0. Close match. It could have been a little bit more on the Tiger side, more goals. Scored one, of course, having been rejected, but overall, great match to see, great showcase. But I honestly didn't expect less from the two finalists of last year, and I'm very curious to see who actually will be able to take it up against these two great teams in that field of robot.